Hello everyone, my name is Denise. I'm a Catholic counselor and today I'll be talking on the topic the therapy of a public life. I'll be commenting on this article by Father Ronald Rohiser. I found this article along with many of his articles in the Catholic News. But you can actually just go online and Google him. You can go to his website. But this is Catholic News and I really like the cover, this cover, you know why? Because it's like so perfectly well placed. There's Pope Francis here and Cardinal William Goh over here. It's so perfect until I imagine could be photoshopped. Okay, but never mind. Even if it is or not, it's just nice to have this to remember the amazing event that Pope Francis visited Singapore. Okay, so I'm just going to read from this article. Some bits of it that I really like, which is almost the whole article. I almost highlighted everything, but Father Rohiser writes really well, and you will probably appreciate that I try to read it out to you. Just consider this like some kind of audiobook segment, alright? Okay. The therapy of a public life. More than 50 years ago, American sociologist Peter Reif wrote a book, The Triumph of the Therapeutic. In it, he argued that widespread reliance upon private therapy today arose in the secularized world largely because community has broken down. In societies where there are strong families and strong communities, he contends, there is less need for private therapy. If Reif is right, then the solution to many of the things that drive us to the therapeutic couch today lies in a fuller and healthier participation within public life, including ecclesial life, than in private therapy. Public life within community, beyond our private intimacies, is therapeutic by immersing our fragility into a social network which helps carry our sanity, gives us a rhythm within which to walk, and links us to resources beyond our private helplessness. To participate healthily in other people's lives link us to something bigger than ourselves. This is its own therapy because most public life has a certain rhythm that calms the chaotic world of our private lives, often wrecked with disorientation, depression, psychological fragility, paranoia, and a variety of obsessions. So he shared one of his personal encounter with this psychologist called Antoine Vergot. I asked him how one should handle emotional obsessions both within oneself and trying to help others. His answer surprised me. He said, the temptation you might have as a priest is to simplistically follow the religious edict, take your troubles to the chapel, pray it all through. But most paralyzing obsessional problems are ultimately problems of over-concentration, and over-concentration is broken mainly by getting outside of yourself, outside of your own mind and heart, life and room. Have the emotionally paralyzed person get involved in public things like social gatherings, entertainment, politics, work, church. Get the person outside of his closed world and into public life. His advice here is not that one should run away from doing painful inner work, but rather that doing one's inner work is sometimes dependent upon outside relationships. Sometimes only a community can stabilize your sanity. Forward. Okay, monks with their monastic rhythm have long understood this. Program, rhythm, public participation, the demand to show up, and the discipline of the monastic bell have kept many a man or woman sane and relatively happy. Regular Eucharist, regular prayer with others, regular meeting with others to share faith, and regular duties and responsibilities within ministry not only deeply nurture our spiritual lives, they also keep us sane and steady. Okay, so there are so many directions I can comment. So I'm just going to go with a few. Like, let's talk about over-concentration, okay? So that's what Antoine Vergot said, right? Like OCD, obsession problems tend to be problems of over-concentration. So OCD, I would like to say, happens to be one of my specialties, both in my struggle with it and in dealing with clients and patients with it. What happens, right, I can tell you is you fixate on a problem and you keep thinking about it until that muscle in your brain becomes so strong that is working all the time. You could be maybe washing the clothes, doing the laundry, cooking lunch or what, but part of you is always thinking of a solution. So that you're still functional, but sometimes the whole world just pauses and you just want to focus on looking for a solution, right? You're busy maybe searching the internet for solutions, asking people repeatedly the same questions to get a solution to that problem or to get some information, and that all becomes debilitating. It prevents you from living your best life, so to speak. So how to get out of it? Strangely, like recently I asked my mom over for some painting, so we're both painting, and then I just use my over concentration doing the artwork, the watercolor, and it takes my mind off thinking about everything else, because I'm trying to do the best I can to observe the details and reproduce it on the paper. So so-called shuts down the circuit for a while so that I can focus on something else. So if we could mindfully partake in a healthy daily routine, it does help with OCD a lot. Okay, with that said, I'm going to another direction. My job as a counselor is so helpful to me on so many levels. Firstly, by listening to other people going through the same thing or similar things as I do, I don't feel so alone. Okay, and also, so that's one part of it. The second part is when these problems do come and visit me, when obsessive, intrusive thoughts come, which they sometimes do, they come and they go, I was, this is my opportunity to learn more about OCD, so that by surviving this, I gain some wisdom, some treasures that I can bring back to the therapy room to share with my clients. So it gives me a motivation to suffer well, to build fortitude. Okay, and at the same time I also get empathy in the room, and I also have empathy to give in the room, so that's good. Plus, giving counseling both at my workplace and at the church incorporates counseling as part of the rhythm of life, of me talking to people, listening to people. And because I do love my clients, it gives me perfect excuse to stop obsessing about whatever problem I'm obsessing about. For example, what wallpaper to use, what courses to sign up for, all this. I can somehow just bracket all that and make space for my clients, because I love them. And by doing that a few times every day, it takes me away from obsession and helps me just be sane and relatively happy, in the words of Father Ronald Rothheiser. So thank you so much, clients. If you are watching this, thank you so much for helping me so much. Okay, what else? Okay, so that is talking about obsession, but other problems as well, like for example, depression, anxiety. Okay, let's just go into some deep dark waters now. CTRT, one of the axioms, believes that our psychological problems are due to relationship problems in the here and now. So it's not a relationship you had 10 years ago with your ex-husband or something. It's your current relationship. There's one current relationship that is the source of your pain. So as a therapist, a CTRT therapist, I tend to try to look for that relationship that's causing pain right now, and then we unpack it. We try to mend that relationship. Okay, so that could be a source of the psychological problems, a relationship that's languishing, or it could be just the absence of relationships. The person is too isolated. In that case, you need to establish a few good relationships so that the person can get healthy again. So relationships are awesome. What they do is they provide an opportunity for you to sharpen your social skills. Some people, maybe they are on the autism spectrum, or they're just very isolated for a long time, so their social skills are not so sharpened. They don't know when is the appropriate moment to say some things. They don't know what is the correct distance to stand. So when you have a bunch of healthy relationships, people will tell you, hey, don't stand so close to me. Hey, don't anyhow touch me. Or that was inappropriate. They will tell you so that you can change, and then the relationship continues. Okay? That's a healthy relationship. The unhealthy one is that they just distance themselves from you. Okay, and then you are lonely again. So what we want is a community that can tolerate some, what's that word, social faux pas, and give you honest feedback, and that will help you sharpen your social skills, and before you know it, you are a more polished diamond, capable of forming relationships yourself. You go out and form your own groups, and with all these friendships, people to talk to, you eventually may not even need therapy. So that is like the ultimate goal, actually. getting my clients to be so independent that I'm only here if they have some major crisis, or they just come in for a check-in every 6 months or 1 year. Okay, so okay, I hope that today's video has been helpful, and you can check out the website, okay, for more articles by Father Ronald Rolheiser. He got so many good articles. I think there's a time he was battling cancer as well, and he wrote about that. He also wrote about being egocentric and that being normal, which I commented on the previous video many years ago. So yeah, if you are a Catholic and you go to Mass and sometimes there's like Catholic news and you're thinking of whether you should pick it up, maybe you should. Sometimes I think that too, because sometimes I don't even open it every day. I just bring it home, then eventually recycle it. But why don't you just pick it up and just start by reading the article by Father Ronald Rolheiser every time it comes out, and then maybe 1 or 2 extra good articles inside. Some are really good and quite mind-blowing. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. If it's been helpful, kindly press like, share and subscribe. Thank you so much, and God bless.